Hello, humans of the internet. Welcome to Azurhia Under the Hood. Um, we are, as you can see, spreadsheeting, just for something new and different. When we left off last week, we were in the process of setting up the eras, so working out who ruled when. I kind of want to finish doing that because I feel like that's going to make the overall, that's kind of the skeleton we're hanging this all on. So that's what we're doing. But of course, because I'm Jax, before we do that, we need to do some formatting. The main reason for me wanting to do formatting is because I want to be able to see all the information, and I've just left this as a unformatted because I was really just using it to get the numbers. I haven't done anything like that, but I feel like we're at a point now where I need to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm just changing some of these column widths for that reason. So this can be the same. And then we're going to figure out the errors, and then we will go back to putting stuff into World Advil. That's where we're at. See, already we're getting better at being able to see what's going on. Alright, so the biggest is the second burn, it looks like. So we need it to fit that. So I'm going to see what that is. 11. So if we go 11.8, we should be good. And 11.8, and then the year needs to be about that big. Call it 6. That should do the trick. I imagine it'll be the same for age, so we'll make both of those 6. And hopefully 6. That will give us a little bit more. I mean, we're probably still not going to get everything on the page, but what do we need for this? Oh, that's actually working it out for us. We're going to need... Oh no. Okay, so there's going to be a little bit of noodling. Like for example here, we're going to need to swap these over, which means I am going to just copy this and paste special. Crap, what is it? All right, I'm not even sure if I was right. Values. That's fine. All right, because then we can go take Lyra, put her down here, and move them both up. Oh, hang on. No, I'm being dumb. We don't need to do that, because the whole point is that Arton became the regent because Nalathria was only 8. That's right. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Okay. Alright, so you can go away. The veteran was never... Oh no, that's right. So go away, because this is then based on... The Micah was to... Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go... We're going to just highlight the ones that were royal with a nice royal purple. It's not very royal, but whatever. Lura was... and then Lura's first child was Nalathria. Micah, just so that I know who is actually the, you know, hereditary line. Finale's first child was Aaron. Aaron's first child was Eldrin. And then I can work out if regions are necessary. Aelis. Elisha. Sorry. Aelis. Tarad. Oh, crap. And Sarafay. We already know that Arton had to be a region, so we're going to make regions blue. And that should help us to keep track of where we're at. So Micah was 290, so that's fine. And then Lewel was not a person. If we do this, oh shit, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I want to just delete cells and shift cells up. Yeah, because then I think it auto adjusts the formulas, I'm pretty sure. Dual. Nope. Ah. Next one, Vinali. Hang on, we've been dumb. Sorry, folks. Oh. Nope, still want that. Thank you. Sorry. You're gonna just watch me figure this out, I guess. So, Althea. Vera was 282, which should be AG8, which is the year that Althea died. Yep. Minus P8, which is the year that no, that's not right. That's not right. That should be... Oh no, it is right. It's the year of the first child. Okay, yep, cool. So that's the age of the first child at the death of the parent. That's how that works. So Lura, first child was born in 500. She died in... Yep, cool. Cool. Alright, so that is fine. So we put Arton in charge for... That's not relevant. I suppose it is, because it's... it has to be 100 at least. Yes. And Micah was 290, so that's fine. Alright, so the ages should work. Just the years, which is fine, because we can adjust those as we go. Shift cells up. Like, that makes no sense. That tells me something's wrong. Oh, it's... okay. Okay, no. It's not gonna work. That should be 1050 is the year Lewel died. See, this doesn't, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to do each one individually. I see. Okay. So Venali, this needs to relate to, it does relate to Venali though. Let's remove these. Let's remove these. If we do that, are we good? And then this becomes this plus 1. Then we're gonna copy, paste values. Should be good. Okay. So Venali's child was Aaron, who was spot on 100. So we're going to say Aaron managed to become ruler, but was very, very young, obviously. And Aaron's heir was Eldrin, so it could go away. This plus 1. Paste values. Alright, and then our next one is Aeolus, so those can be removed. This becomes this plus 1. So we're not... Paste values, there we go. We're not actually getting that many regencies, which is good. This was the whole reason I wanted to do this, was because I wanted to basically check that that we weren't going to end up with a bajillion regencies. Because you would change a system where that happened, right? So Lyari was enough. We're going to do some just checking the maths stuff as well, because I don't trust myself. Ari will be this plus 1. Then Iolus equals this plus 1. Gosh, Tarad was old when he took over. I guess Iolus lived to a ripe old age. Holy shit, a very ripe old age. Too ripe. Why are you so ripe? That doesn't make any sense. That feels like a humongous jump. Oh, yeah, no. I suppose he could have just been insanely old. We can make a story stuff out of that. That's probably why Tarad was so well adjusted, because he had loads of time to, like, become a better person and all that good shit. It doesn't make sense though, because that tells me that Seraphé was... Oh no, okay. We have a problem with our story stuff. That's fine. This end of it's easy to fix, because we don't have to change everything. We just have to change a few things. Okay. Because that is just changing, but that does tell me that something's wrong with our... stuff. I didn't keep the formulas, you guys. I didn't keep the formulas. Alright. I feel like those numbers are all good. But not this one, because I need Serafe to have been like 40. Which means this needs to be because I didn't force it. I just let the formulas run, but that's okay. So this is going to be, when was Serafe would have been born? Three. This would be this plus 1. Regency. Wow, so actually the way this has worked out is it's only the second Regency ever. So that's going to make our current year like... I have that in here. 1, 20. Oh shit, yes, good point. Oh no, that's perfect, that works. But we're going to make her slightly older. We're going to make 30. So 4353. We're currently in 4353. Serafe will start her this plus 1, and this will be let's just do it the easy way. Her birth. That makes sense? Yeah. Woo! Okay. Perfect. So we've actually only ever... Athtar is only ever the second regent that has ever existed in this world. Alright, cool. Before we get too carried away, I'm going to just do this. I'm going to say I want this minus this. That over there, because what I want to know is how long each of these last. Okay, yep. That Tara needs to have been young. Should have done the tweaking before. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna leave ILS being super duper old, but I'm going to make Tarad. How old would he have been when he took over? This minus. Oh, hang on. it's in there. No, no. Please fuck off. Oh my god. Just stop it. Stop it. Okay, we know the answer because the answer's here. 549. I feel like that's too... It doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm going to change things. That's what I'm going to do. I am going to literally swap ILS because I like the idea of one of the grandparents still being like ancient and there. So maybe I go Who did he marry? Nicasia. So give him her date. So that's 3892. Then this would be this minus your birth. 2, which is a much more reasonable age. And then we make her. Then hang on. So Iolus then dies in 3892. Which makes Tara 255, which is a much closer to what I had in mind. Like young, but not. Oh no, that's the length of. Sorry. This then becomes this minus the child who's down here because we're looking at Tara Silverleaf, who was born there. Well, that doesn't work. Tara needs to have been born sooner. I suppose on the plus side, messing with this end of it is a lot simpler. Alright, so I feel like our formulas got balked. Oh, you know what I'm going to have to do, right? I'm going to have to rethink it. Because some of these ages are... 700 is the average. So let's go. Just to see. I mean, I guess they are royal, which means that they are going to be long-lived because when you're wealthy, you can afford good healthcare. It's a real thing. But I think we're going to have to tweak the end of this just because of the nature of the story. So I'm going to say that Tarad... So Iolus is going to have Tarad a lot earlier on, which means that they're going to have to get married a lot earlier on. So I'm going to make them get married like 300 years earlier. So 3571. Just going to remove the ages and let those be again. This will be this minus this. Too early. Turns out. Okay, I'm just going to delete some stuff. Just going to delete some years here so that we can manually stick them in. Fuck you. Why are you not? Bro. Okay. Alright, so let's say he was. Let's do it backwards then. So this is going to be this is going to be oh no, not Nicasia. can stay the same. Oh. These ones, though, are going to have to be reorganized. So this is going to be whatever this is. This is going to be whatever this is. Figure that out later. This is going to be whatever it is. This is going to be this plus cool. Okay, so we're going to say that Alice, so this is going to be this number plus the age divided by 2. Okay, and then this is going to be, they're all going to be same formula, I think, because these are the age of the person having the baby, not the age of the, yeah. Okay, so if we say Alice was, this one has to be oh gosh, my brain hurts. This has to be the same year. And then this has to be this minus this times 2. Right? I think so. Because obviously they're going to get married at the same time. Duh. So, and then this has to be the same as that. This is going to be this minus this times 2. So, my logic is, if I work out the age Ilis was when he got married, Nicasia's age will be worked out automatically based on that date. Then I'm going to work out the age Ilis was when Tarad was born, and this should all automatically, because that is obviously the same thing, this will work out Nicasia's age when Tarad was born, and then this will be essentially the same equation, but, oh, no, yes, I know, go away. But it will be V, not B. What? V minus, what? Come back to you. Alright. So, if Ilis was... We decided 250, right? I mean 150. Just make them not that different in age. Oh, I see. That's why. works. Okay, and then Tarad. They was born like. Keep changing. Alright, let's do this. Let us copy and lock that in. Make this. That's obviously not right. Oh, I see what I've done. I'm dumb. They were putting the age. No, what did I say? 8, like 30 years later. Now it's making halves. I don't need you to make halves, please. I need you to just give me whole numbers. Where's the thing that does that? It's clearly not right. Okay, let's go. Equals this number plus this number times 2. 2 rotations per year. There we go. That's better. Okay. So this one should be divided by 2. This should be... This is wrong, is the answer. This should be... this number minus this number oh my god times 2. Give me the age. That makes no sense. I'm being really stupid here. Times 2. That's definitely right. So why is she so fucking old? Work out her age. This number minus that number. Right. Divided by 2. Is that not what I had? Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, we're going to make this just real simple. We're going to say the difference between these two was not a lot. Like, what's the gestation of an elf? Let's make it like 5 years. Which is still, you know, that's a long time. But, and then it'll be this plus 10. That should also just work. Alright. Cool. Feel like that's fine. So then here we can change these. We're going to just change all of this. We're going to work backwards. So we know that we want Seraphe to have been... Oh, okay, wait. Let's do this part. Nah, we're going to have to... Okay. So if we say Eyeless was... Let's go with like 791. old, but not, you know. So that would be still not sure my maths is right. Plus divided by 2. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong thing, that's why it's mad. Just gonna fix that. So this is birth plus his age divided by 2 to be a whole number. Okay, cool. Cool. So if we pop that in here now, we change his start. Wait. Am I being stupid? Oh no, because we haven't changed tarot yet. Alright, cool. That's fine. Okay. But that makes his reign not stupidly long, but fine. Okay, cool. And then we're going to say tarot. Maybe we can make Nim the like crazy old person. Like maybe she was born later. I know she can't have been born. Oh fuck, my numbers are all fucked up, guys. I'm unhappy with it. I'm gonna have to redo it. I'm gonna have to. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of this. So, Althea. After they got married. So let's say this. Plus like okay, wait, I need to think about this. So Althea, Aemon, and the other Selenium showed up in Althea, in what would be Althea, as young elves from Fairy. So they would have been like in their late hundreds, so 170, something like that. Okay? Aemon and Althea only got married after they'd done all their stuff. So I'm gonna say I'm being stupid because of course the year it started was 0 because she set the kingdom up. So I don't actually need to worry about all that. And then this would be the year she died. Okay, and then this is the length of reign, length of era. This minus this. Okay. Then the heir's age will be this minus her birth year, which is going to be this one. Okay. This is going to be this number plus 1. Worry about regencies if we need to. This is going, because we're going to redo the ages and stuff, because I feel like it's all wrong. It's all wrong. This is easy. This is just gonna, so we're gonna just get rid of this line. Shift cells up. Okay. This is always going to be the same. This is always going to be the same. So this is going to be Noel Azurhia's death. This is going to be Micah's death. Micah. Going to be Venali's death. That's Venali. Going to be Aaron's death. That's Aaron. Going to be Eldrin's death. To be Aeolus. Shah. Ari. Ari. Yes. Jared. Okay. This is going to be Sarah Faye's birthday plus 100. Did we say 100? Did we say 150? Say 150. Okay, so I need this to work out. Always going to be this number subtracted from the next person's birthday. So Azurhia's, right? No. We're not taking into account the rotation thing. Okay, so Althea's will be this number subtracted minus Lura's birth date is the number of years times 2 gives us the age. Right, there we go. So Lura's will be this number minus Azurhia's birth year times 2 gives us the age. Still seems super young. And hopefully it'll come right when we do the fixings. Oh, that's just because we had Laura dying really young, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Alright. Let's get these right. Because if we get these right, then when we do the big ones, it will hopefully become very obvious if we're making errors. Micah, Anali. It's what I get for deciding that I had a double sun system and being all trying to be all clever about it. Oh, I forgot my brackets. Forgot my brackets. I realize it's Easter in most of the world, which is probably why nobody's around today, but just probably a good thing because I'm just doing spreadsheeting. You, no, bracket, remember your bracket. U minus Lyari. Every time, man. Minus Lyari times 2 bracket minus times 2 equals minus Tarad times 2. Now it's going to get all fucked up, but that's okay. Equals okay. I think that's going to work. So I want you all, please, to be no decimal places. I also want you, we're going to just do some conditional formatting here. I want cell values that are less than 50. No, cancel. Cancel. I lied. I don't want all of that. I want this one to tell me if it is and 150 going to be orange. Okay, and then that's fine. Okay, all right, we're going back to the drawing board with these formulas now. So I'm going to leave Eamon and Althea alone because they are kind of the start of everything. Okay, and what I want is this one to show me. So conditional formatting, new rule, cell value that is greater than the average. Which obviously will change as we go, but my hope is that if I make this, we said 700 was the average age. We're going to say the average age of Someone who gets married is 200. I'm gonna make this tell us if someone is oh, it's already there. Okay, close, that's fine. You can just stay where you were. I think I have a conditional formatting on here already as well. So, the age is always going to be this number minus, put brackets in, this number minus their birth times 2. Gonna pull that down. Delete the ones that are not relevant. You guys. I feel like I've done this very recently. Okay, we're going to copy this. No, we're not. We're going to copy 1 because we're going to have to change the this needs to be E. Right, P9 minus birth year. Cool. Copy this down. The irrelevant ones. Okay. And we're going to copy this. E is, if we just do this, it should just not a lot of second children in this family. The only way I can make the selenium so close to the throne is if I make sure there are not that many silver leaves. And I wanted Sarafay to be the last remaining silver leaf, so. Okay, cool. So. This will be the same as that. This will be the same as that. This will be the same as that. I'm trying to be real fucking careful this time around and not make mistakes, but it's hard. Larry married Respin. Summary married Cassia. Selena. And then in theory, if I do this, put it here, and also here. Ah, no. Yes, it will work because not relevant there. Yeah. Except we just take the second children out. I think that'll work. Okay. So. Kura was born here. Arten was born here. Yes, married in. Nalathria was born. Yeah. Estrin married in. Micah was born. Yeah. Luel married in. No, Luel was born. Yeah. Sarai married in. Venali was born. Yeah. Aaron was born. Yeah. Olin was born here. Eldrin. Here. Who would have known that making up genealogies was so fucking complicated? I mean, everyone, I guess, but shh, shh. Darfin is a silverleaf. There. Lyari. And Ilis. There. Tarad. There. Athtar. There. And Seraphe. There. There. Cool. Current year. Okay. Okay. So this then becomes this. Oh, we were doing 70s. We need to be doing 35s. Maybe that's why it's all fucked up. Plus minus 35. Because that's a difference of 70 rotations. Oh. You have to put the rand between then, you fool. Rand between. That may be the source of so many of my issues. Ugh, I'm so annoyed. Okay. I think we have to assume that they were very close in age, so I'm going to say just because of the story that goes with that. Array will be Micah plus rand between 5, not 7. Dumbass. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna just do this. Gonna make my life easier. We can just do this and work our way down. Asha. Ella. Spin. And okay. Okay. So So you have to be 150, no younger than 150. So I think my whole problem is when I was setting these up, I wasn't taking into account the rotation difference. And that's why my numbers got so blown out. So, which is stupid because that was the whole point of redoing it. But anyway, all right. So this plus 1/2 of 150 is 75. Okay. Okay. That makes no sense to me. All right, let's just adjust our rules here. Edit rule. Make it 150. Because frankly, if you can run a country, you can get married. Okay. Cool. Excellent. So I think that if we take that formula and pop it in, all of these it will, once we start putting birth dates in, should in theory work itself out. Okay. Okay. Cool. And then here we're going to have a similar formula, but we're going to just lock the E in. That's what we're working with. We're going to say 100 first child. I'm going to say you don't want to be more than let's make it 100, 150. Okay. We're going to actually go through and double check these before I remove the formulas this time because I am not satisfied with how this has gone. All right. And then the second child we're going to say has to be obviously after the first child. So we're going to make this P. And we're going to say it has to be gestation of an elf. What do we think? A year? Let's make it 2. So we don't end up blowing it out too far. Okay. Now, this is where it gets fun. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go going to do different ones for, that's going to be this plus if the average is 250 and the average elf lives to 700, as in the average age they have their first child is 250 and the average elf lives to 700. We're going to say so they could die in childbirth 450. See what we get. Oh, not those ones. The ones that only had one child. So this one, this one, and this one. So obviously they can't die before their children are born, right? That's logical. Those ones. This one. Except Tarot is going to be Paraphase plus, say 40, so 20. Selena is going to be the same time. Okay, cool. The other thing we need to do is go greater than this number means they're not dead. Still alive. Yay. Cool. Okay. Then the ones with no children can be anything from this number plus this is why my numbers are so big, because I'm not using my brain cell. That's not right either. E9, year of the birth of their first child, plus I would let them be too old. So if we say 800, 900 at the max, minus 2, so it should be 200. Then the maximum age they could be would be birth of their first child, 250 plus, what did I say? 200, 900, yep. Okay. So we're going to just redo those. Get rid of all of these. They are incorrect. So all the one children's. Oh, I shouldn't have to do that one, because that one was actually right. Okay. What did I say? Seraphe plus and then this is same. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. And then the ones that are no children. So Lowell, category. Folan would fall into that category. Would fall into that category. Would fall into that category. Okay, and then these ones are going to be similar to these ones, but it's going to be, instead of P, it's going to be V. Gonna just make this, see what we get. Hey, and that leaves them alive. Woo! Okay. Now, am I right? Am I right? Have I done this right this time? What am I? See, I have a lot of very young heirs then. So maybe I've done my deaths wrong. Okay, let's just work through it. So, make these not so. Let's give them a chance to die later. This will be... Done these wrong too. Okay, so let us say, I feel like maybe we need to make this more like oh, I suppose that's fine. Like, they've been, you know. And then we make Lyra born shortly after that, so like 38. Arten close on the heels. Alright. And Eamon is going to live a bit longer than that, I think, so we're going to make him like... Maybe we should do this the other way around. I don't know. Alright, let's make him... I'm gonna just go... Gonna say he was ripe old age. Oh, I like that they're the same age when they died right now. I'm kind of okay with Althea dying young because of the Shadow Veils nonsense. So I'm okay with that. Alright, so we're going to lock that in. So, locking that in. And then I think Lure is fine, because that means that Nalathria is a reasonable, and it also makes sense that she would not live her. She was also super affected by what happened to her mother. The Arton then does not need to be a regent. So that's fine, that's perfectly reasonable. Lock that in. This outlives Luro, which makes sense, and I'm cool with that. No weird red numbers there. Kinda want Nil to go longer than that. So we're gonna make her I guess we can just do this. Oh shit. Don't know what I just did. We just push it up. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Nah, bro, live longer. Oh shit. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's funny. I don't know what I'm pressing that's making it happen. I thought I was just pressing enter, but I guess not. Okay. Where are we at here? Uh-oh, Micah's young now. Oh no, Micah's heir is young. So that's fine. We can just make Micah live longer. I feel like I'm not giving them a great shot here. Oh, but then we have like... they really aren't. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just up this a bit. Oh, you guys can stay the same. That's fine. Gonna make this 300. That does. Still seems like not a lot. Maybe we literally just do it backwards. Maybe we just get with the story stuff. So instead of doing it this way, we do it this way. We go. I already deleted it. We go age. Nope. We go birth year plus age times 2 divided by 2 divided by 2. 2 ages per year. Yep. What the fuck did I just do? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no, that's fine. Because that's giving me... Okay, cool. And then we go... Boom. We just figure out how old people were when they died. That works, right? Okay, so Micah, Silverleaf. I'm going to say... And here we're going to go... And then if we have some that are too old, we can just change it. Oh, my ear just... Itchy ear, itchy ear. Okay. I'm going to just pull this down. We're going to have to change it for the ones that have... that have different lengths of children. Different lengths of children, you know what I mean. So, Micah. No, let's not confuse the issue any further than it's already confused. I'm being dumb, you guys. Sigh. Okay, so this is what we're doing for people with 1 child. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. There's a much better way of doing this. Much better way of doing this. We go equals ran between and I'm going to say the longest you can live is 900. There we go. That should give me... No, not you. Not you. Much better results, I think. So what I've done is I've gone... The range is the date your last child was born, or the age you were when your last child was born, and 900 being like the top end of how long they live. Yeah, and then we're gonna go this, but without a child, can just be 0 to 900. Straightforward age range. Okay, and then People with 2 children will simply be, instead of Q, it's W. That should, I think, give me some decent numbers to work with. Man, it's just been spreadsheeting all the way today, but my hope is that if we can get this sorted, it's going to be a lot more straightforward. Okay, so the difference is Tarot, who is going to be dying this year plus, what do we say? 30, I think we said. And Selena, who is the same. Okay. So where's our first? Is Micah. Still fucking young though, man. That's okay. Let's just get rid of those decimal places. Cool. Alright, so Micah. Dual is fine. Ray. I feel like Saray needs to live longer because she became so important to get those children fodder young though. Just gonna go reshuffle, re-roll that shit. Okay. Minus E16. Yep, okay, that works. Okay, how are we doing on our list? That's fine, we haven't got to you yet, so it'll change. Finale. My alarm's going. Don't know. Oh, hello. Sorry. Somebody from the Hall of Records needs to collaborate you with Jax. They need to set up their game to your level. A lot can happen in a short period of time. What is the Hall of Records? I don't know what that is. Also, good morning. Sorry, I was deep in the spreadsheeting today. I'm a lot happier with this now. I feel like I have been able to. Good morning. I've been able to get some stuff done. I'm gonna actually just do a little bit of ALS so we can copy paste those because that's not messing anything up. Why is that minus 99? What is a minus 99 about? Oh, okay, that's not gonna work. Hall of Records. In the US, there was a place in the state government where paper records are stored. Oh, yeah. I actually applied for a job helping to digitize a district council's paper records, but I didn't get it. To be fair, it wasn't the district council I currently live in, so there's something to be said there. Alright, I feel like we need to make Aaron actually get a rain, because that would be sad. So I'm going to say 680. How about that? No, now we've messed up finale. So let's lock these ones in. Right. Then Aaron, yeah, that's right. When I was training to be a historian, it was kind of important. Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, you don't matter, Folin. You can do whatever you want. You're not relevant to the greater story. Alright. Eldrin. Eh. Eh. No. I really want to avoid regions if I can. They're just, it makes it hard. Oh, it looks like that's fixed it. Did that fix it? No. Why? I guess we could just make him born earlier. What's the difference? Regions opens up a care. Yeah. It just, especially when it's like ancient history that isn't, you know, going to be super important unless there's a logical, like, yeah. I mean, we could do it, I suppose, but like we could make Folin a regent for whatever that would be. But right now, Eldrin dies before he takes power. Although, that's also interesting. Because then Argyll, his brother. No, that's not his brother. Just make Eldrin live longer. Or make Eldrin born sooner, I guess. That solves that problem. Why do I feel like if you make a genealogist of ruling families, they're going to be an important... I mean, these are literally ancient history, but if I ever get to the point where I'm trying to, like, you know, write the history of things, then that could potentially become important. Okay, so we've just made Eldrin born earlier. That solves that problem. Poor Folin. That's fine though. You can die as a child. That happens. So Theodra was married to Aaron. There's no red, so I'm gonna just leave that as it is. Eldrin, how are we doing here? Unless we've got a bit of wiggle still. We've got a couple of generations before we have to deal with problems. So I'm gonna just go. Are there any members that branch off the main family but could have been aligned for the throne? Well, this is my thing about the Silverleafs is that Althea, when Althea went to the Shade Vales, nobody really knows what happened to her, but she came back a bit broken, and some of that magical brokenness that happened in the Shade Vales got into the genealogy. So none of the Silverleafs have had a lot of children. So the line has been more or less reasonably, not because anyone's done it on purpose, but just a reasonably direct line. So there's no real, like there are no real cousins or anything. The Seleniums, because the Silverleaf line traces all the way back to the Seleniums. Once if the Silverleafs died out, which they could do because of this thing, the Seleniums would then become the ruling family. No long lost heirs, not that we know of, not that we know of. Which is why Baza was like fourth in line, because if Sarafe and Athtar both died, then the next in line would be Baza's father, and then Baza, as the oldest child, would have been his father's heir. Because his father is the currently reigning Selenium, the currently, the head of the family. So it's kind of built into the story of the Silverleaf family that they don't have a lot of children. Most of them will only have one child, if any, and very few of the non-reigning Shadevale heir. Well, Lura was kind of that, because Lura was Althea's daughter, and Lura was fairly crazy. And the implication is that she was crazy because something about her mother's, even though her mother wasn't pregnant when she was in the Shadevale, something about her mother's Shadevale's experience kind of leached into her actual genetic code. Because I feel like if you can have tieflings and essentially Asimars, I know we've called them different things now, and people like that whose blood, like mystical bloodlines, have changed their genetic code, I feel like in a magical world, an intense experience with magical forces could do that to you. And the Silverleafs are kind of, I don't know why Aaron's name is spelled wrong, are kind of in that category, because Althea is the only person known to have gone into the Shadevales and come out alive, and not completely batshit. Like, she came back from it, and she was never the same, but she came back from it, and she was able to function as a person. She refused to talk about it. She never ever spoke about it, and there are no records that anyone is aware of her experiences. Only fairly. How is that in practice? Fairly crazy. Well, as far as monarchs go, like just a bit. I imagine her being a little bit Luna Lovegood, like just a bit 1 foot in another world. So, and because it was very early in the game, they hadn't. In fact, maybe she was the reason they set up the Lutani process, where a ruler has to actually go through a process to show that they are able to rule effectively. Because Lura didn't, like Arten, Lura's uncle, did most of the actual ruling, because she was just away with fairies, as they say in Ireland. No, it was fairly harmless crazy, but definitely not functioning as a governing body at all in any useful way. So Arten would have done a lot of the just logistics of being the person in charge. Yeah. She was her husband, Evis. See, I have all this freaking lore about these early people. Evis absolutely adored her and would do anything for her. But yeah, was also not so they weren't super effective as rulers. Alright, I don't actually have to go to work, so I'm gonna just keep going until we've got this done, because otherwise I'm gonna lose my train of thought and it's gonna be a problem. Alright, so where were we? Eldrin. So mostly eccentric. Correct, yes. And so I think that maybe out of that they developed the idea of, because at that point they already had 5 of the 7 families, so they would have developed the idea of the Lutani process and devised that Lutani process, that a ruler, in order to actually take the throne, has to go through a proving ground, as it were, to kind of show that they are capable of being effective rulers. Okay. Eldrin, so basically, as long as there are no humongous reds, and as long as I don't have to deal with any regencies, I'm happy to just kind of let it ride. So this stage, we're good up to Silmery, probably. So I'm going to just go down to like here. Just lock that in, because that's looking good. Okay. Respin. You married to Respin? Lyari. Respin needs to be older. Be older. Keeps doing that. Oh, it turns out if you have a thing and you press enter, it just okay. Well, that solved the problem anyway. Cool. All right, so Respin locked in like that. Silmary's generation is actually fine now. Oh, no, not that one though. Different. Oh, I know why you're different. That's fine. Alright, let's just make you a bit older as well. So we'll go 150. How about that? There we go. That works. I kind of love the idea of Atar being the first actual regent. Because then he's got no precedent, so he's having to make it up as he goes along. Although, realistically, Arten was regent. He just didn't take the title as such. Okay, Eyeless has to be dead because but that might just be that year needs to change. We make Tarad born. So it's just getting this end bit to work with the current story is tricky. Alright, so if we make Eyeless needs to live a bit longer. So we're gonna make it like something like that. Matter. Tarad needs to be born. Oh no, what am I doing? I'm dumb. Dumb. I don't need to do that. Sorry, I was getting mixed up. He actually needs to die sooner. Because Tarad needs to take power before. So if we make this Eyeless, or we need Tarad to be born earlier, one of the two. You just reshuffle. Reshuffle. Okay, let's lock in Eyeless's generation. Nope, I can't do that. Knocking those though. It's green because of that, but that's going to change as we go, so it's fine. And then Acacia, oh, she's come right, so that's great. Tarad. So this is all based on Seraphe's age now. So if we make her born later, get married whenever they want, that's fine. Although Selena needs to be older, but that's okay. We can fix that. Then if we make her born later, so if we make her born the years don't add up. Oh, hang on. I think we've just got to make her. Okay, yep, that will work. And then Astar is not dead, so we just remove this. Okay. I think that will work. What I want to do though is have a grandmother, have like a, and I like the idea of it being not her actual grandmother. So if we make her not dead, so where are we now? 1650. How old would she be? Shouldn't. Oh, I see. All right, let's lock these all in. Current year, oh shit, minus the birth year times 2. Sure. Oh. Oh, no, that's because I times it by 82. Jeez. 750. Yeah, that's reasonable. So she would just be really, really old. So she's still alive. Is that it? Are the silver leaves done? I think so. Unless I fucked it up again. Selena was too young to get married. So I need to make her slightly older. I have to recalculate her ages, but that's fine. So this would be this times 2. Oh my god. Yes, yes, I see that I put it in the wrong place. Thank you. Times 2. Nope. Okay. And then this minus this times 2. Then this minus this. Oh my god, no, now we get this into World Anvil. That's what we do, because that's what started this whole fucking thing, is trying to get the errors into place. So, I'm going to stop there for today though, because I've gone over time anyway, but the next step will be getting all this into the World Anvil. now that I think the numbers make sense, we can probably on the next one go through this. The seleniums are going to be much more complicated. But hopefully having done the first lot, this will be less problematic, less bad shit. And then we get to start working on these other guys. The Dilitherans are going to be a nightmare because there are 50,000 of them. But we'll get to that. But if we can get the Silverleafs done, we have that like historical structure, which I think is the important thing. That's why these guys are so important. Like the others we'll probably do at some point, but they're not as vital to the history of the place. So, although doing a Dilitheran family tree would be hilarious because there are canonically bajillions of them. They have a lot of children, and all their children have children. So, they're everywhere. All right, this was very spreadsheet heavy. I feel like I should apologize, but I also, you know what you're getting into. You know what you're getting into. So I'm actually on holiday this week, which is great. I'm still doing the Azurhia streams, but we won't be doing Jax is not a gamer this week because we have the kids and we're going to be focusing on family. But I will be back on Wednesday morning to do some game system stuff. We will be pushing through with the ancestries, trying to get those finished off, so that we can move on to other stuff, which will be fun. It's scary because the ancestries are the easiest part. But what else? We'll get there. Cool. Thanks for hanging, even though it's a holiday weekend. I don't know if it's a holiday weekend in America. Do you get Easter? I don't know. And yeah, I will see you next time. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a beautiful time zone. Adios.